Hello and welcome back to Johnny.tv. So in module 4, we're going to take a closer look at structured data extraction. We're going to look at something like a bill or an invoice, typically an image or a PDF, and then use that to extract structured data in the form of JSON or a Python class defined by Pydantic model. So this is an interesting session where we'll use Gemini for something very different. So let's get started. So what is structured data extraction? Well, it's the process of converting unstructured or semi-structured information into organized machine-readable format, such as JSON, XML, CSV, or even a native Python class. So we'll use this to transform visual data into standardized schema with predefined relationships. For example, in an invoice, we could have multiple line items, and this line item could become a list in Python, or it could become a JSON key value within the JSON packet. So we are going to not only convert the data, but also use it to define the relationships among the unstructured data sources. So it enables automated processing, analysis, and integration of existing systems. Now let's say you are processing multiple images and you have to store the output of these images in structured form in a database like MongoDB, which is typically a document database. So you can use Gemini in a batch process where you read every image lying on an S3 bucket or Google Cloud Storage and extract the structured data and store it in a database like MongoDB or even a relational database like PostgreSQL or MySQL. So that is what is called as structured data extraction and integrating with existing systems. So why do we need Gemini for structured data extraction? Well, we want to reduce the development time with zero-shot extraction capabilities. Now, without using a model like Gemini, you have to go through OCR or a variety of techniques to extract data from images and PDFs. But Gemini uses zero-shot capabilities where you can send the image along with the prompt and it is going to come back with the structured data. It's highly accurate and has the contextual understanding of the document that you send. So you can actually send a multi-page PDF, and you can extract just a part of that. Now it is extremely flexible in handling different document types, whether it could be PNG, JPEG, PDF, or a variety of MIME types. Because we are using a simplified, unified tech stack, it's easy to integrate with existing systems, and the code is going to be very simple and straightforward. So let's take a look at the demo to understand how this actually works. All right, so what you see on my screen is a typical bill or an invoice. This is from Starbucks. It has all the appropriate line items like one cappuccino, one hot chocolate. It has the subtotal, then the tax, and then the final total, the transaction ID. Now let's say we are using an expense management system and we want this to go into the expense management system in a structured format. Now it could be a database, it could be a spreadsheet, it could be just a JSON packet. So our goal is to extract the data from this document, which is a bill, and store it in a database. Well, I'm not going to show you how to store it in a database. You can figure that out, but I want to show you how I can use Gemini to convert this unstructured data into an extremely structured JSON payload. So let's take a look at that. So here I have my notebook, and I'm going to import the modules. So you can see that importing Google Gen AI module and then import OS, pretty print. We are also going to use a little bit of regular expressions and of course JSON. So we start with that and then we'll obviously initialize the client. So here we pass the environment variable, which is Google API key, which is already set in my environment. And then we're going to read the invoice.jpg that I just showed you here. So that is currently residing in my data directory and I'm going to read that into the variable called bill.img. So this is going to be populated and then all we have to do is send this along with the prompt to Gemini. So take a look at how we are invoking this. So I'm using the model 2.0 Flash and I'm sending the bill.img variable along with the prompt that says extract the text within the image in JSON. Pretty straightforward. Now, as we print the text, you can actually notice that it is coming back with the JSON type and it is delimited by new line characters. Now this is not very friendly. So what we'll do is we'll use regular expressions to extract everything between the JSON, the delimiter, which is starting with JSON and ending with these 3 characters. So let's extract that, and then we are going to load that into a variable, and we'll use pretty print to print this. Now you can actually notice that we have one key called text, and it is coming back with everything that is there in this. So the company name, the date, time, the invoice number, the items, everything is extracted in JSON format. Now it's very easy for us to programmatically access this, manipulate this, or directly store this in any database of our choice. But what I actually want is more well-defined structure than just text followed by a lot of these items. So I want to show you how you can use prompt engineering to essentially extract the same data in a much more well-defined format. So let's take a look at that. Now I'm going to import the modules, initialize the client, and this time, instead of directly reading it into the image variable with uploading the file, I'm actually using the pillow library. So we are importing pil.image. So we are reading that image, and then we are defining a prompt, extract the following information for this invoice, and we are giving all the keys that we want to include. So invoice number, date, vendor name, all of that, and format the output as JSON. So that is the prompt. And then we'll go ahead and invoke the API. Everything remains the same. For the content, we are sending the prompt followed by the image, which has been populated through the pillow library. And then we're also setting up the response MIME type to application/JSON. Now this is different from the previous example where we didn't mention the response type and we got back plain text. But here I'm actually setting up the output type by defining the MIME, which is application/JSON. So let's run this, and what we get back is the 100% compatible JSON dictionary with multiple line items, and this is a valid JSON. Now I can use any library, any JSON library to parse this valid JSON document, and it has the perfect well-defined keys followed by values. So there is line items, and within that we have an item, quantity, price, exactly how it is shown here. So this is much more compatible and programmatically readable data because I can use any JSON library to parse this and do pretty much anything that I want to do with it, including storing this in a database or populating a spreadsheet or anything that I would like to do with it. So as you can notice, with just 3-4 lines of code, I'm able to extract structured data in JSON from an existing JPEG. This image, along with these notebooks, are available on GitHub. I'm going to put the link below in the description. You can clone this and you can try exactly the same notebook on your machine. So that is how we extract data into JSON. Now let's understand what is Pydantic and how we can use Pydantic models to extract the same content but in a much more well-defined Python data structure. All right, so what is Pydantic and how do we use it with Gemini? Well, Pydantic is a Python library for data validation and settings management. It basically helps us define a class-based data model that we can populate at a later point. This is native to Python data structure. So you can essentially define a class that looks like a native Python type, a complex data type defined within Python. And then you can use Gemini to populate and create an instance of this class. So we are going to create an object of this class that we have already defined. And why do we need this? Because it's very easy for us to integrate this with modern Python applications. Apart from JSON, you might want to convert this data into much more native Python data types and Python data structures so that it is easy for you to iterate, manipulate, and eventually augment the data and then process it, store it, manipulate it, do whatever you want to do with it. So Pydantic is a Python native mechanism to define a data structure and then use it to populate and enforce certain settings, which will make sure that you have valid data type and valid data before you can take it forward, either through processing, manipulation, or storing it. So let's take a look at how we can use Gemini and Pydantic together to populate the same data from the invoice into a Python data structure. All right, so here is the demo. Now, just to recap, our goal is to extract data from this invoice and populate a native Python data structure, which is based on Pydantic. So it all starts with importing the module. So I am importing the Google libraries, the Pillow library, and of course Pydantic. And then we define a couple of Python data structures. So first, we define the line item that represents the items that we have ordered or items that are available within the invoice. And then we create another data structure called invoice. And this has line items as a list. So we are establishing a relationship. So one invoice can have many line items. So this is a one-to-many relationship that we define. And we enforce that through the data structure that we defined in the Pydantic model here. So let's go ahead and run this, and then we'll initialize the client. We will again populate the image variable based on the Pillow library, and we define the prompt, which is very simple. It says extract the invoice details as structured data. And we are actually going to enforce this when we invoke the model. So here we are sending the request, the model, the contents, the configuration. It still remains JSON, but we are enforcing a schema based on invoice. And what is invoice? Well, invoice is the class that we just defined here. So we enforce that by using the response schema and sending the class definition of invoice. So when we actually invoke this, Gemini will not only extract the data, but it will enforce the schema based on the Pydantic model that we defined. So it comes back with a variable called parsed property, and we will populate that into the invoice data variable. And now we are going to print the invoice data and the line items and extract whatever we want. Now take a look at how we are accessing the data. First thing, we're going to print the invoice data, the type of invoice data. And then we can access the line items because it's a collection, it's a list, and we can access that. Then we are going to use the properties of this object. Technically, this is an object because invoice is the class and invoice data is almost like the object. So we access the properties using the object.property convention, and we'll print that. So let's take a look at this. Now, when we print the type of invoice data, it is the invoice type, which is pretty straightforward and it is obvious. And then when we print the line items, you can actually see that the line items list consists of the cappuccino, hot chocolate, and all the details of the line items. And then we can access the properties just by using the object.property convention. So we are printing the invoice number from the vendor name. So it actually prints, and then the total amount is invoice data.total amount. It is not dollars, it is actually rupees, but that's fine. We are able to extract exactly what we want. So the fundamental difference between using JSON versus Pydantic is Pydantic enforces a schema based on the Python data structure. As you have seen, we have enforced a relationship between invoice and line items. So it's a one-to-many relationship. And we pass the schema, which is the class definition, to Gemini to make sure that it actually comes back with an object-like structure that we can populate and access. So this is how we use Gemini to extract data from unstructured data types like images, PDFs, and so on. Why is this important? So when you're dealing with agents, extracting structured data is a very important task. Let's say you're building an expense management system and you want agents to automatically perform the workflow, an agentic workflow. This is a very important step because as soon as you upload your bill, an agent will pick it up, sends it to Gemini, extracts the data, and then uses that to perform the next step of the workflow, which is the continuation of the expense management system. So remember, we are currently discussing the building blocks and the foundations of Gemini, which are very important to build agents. So this forms one of the core building blocks of building agents using Google Agent Development Kit or ADK. So I have a couple of more modules where I'm going to discuss the retrieval and grounding of models. And then we're also going to touch upon the tool invocation before we move into agents. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. And the next topic is going to be about retrieval and grounding Gemini with context and data. Thanks for watching.